Welcome back to Urban Grind TV. It's your boy Wally, and we are live in the building with super comedian Todd Thomas. What's happening, bro?
Nothing much, man. I appreciate the compliment. I would say not quite to super level yet, but we're getting there. You know, just waiting on that radioactive comedy bug to bite me to take me to the next level. Thanks for having me, brother. How you?
I'm good, man. Actually, you are there. That's the thing. Like, see, that's one thing I tell people. Like, we've always arrived. It's just what it is you're so ahead of your time that the people haven't caught up with it. You got to give them time to get it, because the people that are great, you're always great. You were great in the beginning. It just took time for people to recognize. So, super comedian Todd Thomas in the building, man. Can you go ahead and give the people at home like a little bit of background on you? Like, are you a Chicago native?
Yes and no. Chicago people know I'm from Kankakee, Illinois, so that's Chicago's distant cousin. Y'all like to act like y'all don't know us, but look at me now. On Urban Grind, what are you doing with your life? Nothing. Kankakee in the building. 815.
That's the 815?
Yes.
Is there a lot of comedians out of Kankakee?
Actually, yeah, man. My homeboy T Murph, he's actually doing big things right now. T Murph, that's my boy, man. He was actually one of my young proteges. We both went to SIU Carbondale. I started there. T Murph came along, found out we were from the same hometown, hit it off. He's doing real big things right now. You know, super proud of him. T Murph is from there. Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace, actually swung through Kankakee for a little bit. The dark-skinned Aunt Viv from Fresh Prince, Moments, Illinois. I'm trying to tell y'all better stop hating on Kankakee, all right? We bring the funk.
Sleeping on K-Town. I had no idea that many comedians, but like Richard Pryor came out of like Peoria, Illinois.
Peoria, Illinois, man. That's why it don't matter where you're from, it's where you're going, all right?
Speaking of where
Jamie Foxx is from? Terrell, Texas. You ever heard of Terrell, Texas? No. But what are you doing with your life? All right.
How long have you been in the comedy? Like, I mean, were you naturally a funny person? Like, did you get in trouble at home?
Nah, I was more of an introspective person. I was always naturally sarcastic. Like, things just never made sense to me, and I always questioned them, which usually led to me getting popped in the mouth. So I never made people laugh, but I always made people think. So comedy came from when I got to college. I was studying theater, and I was in an improv troupe, but I thought I was a lot funnier by myself, which I quickly found out I was wrong. I got booed my first 8 shows. And I quickly found out what's only funny to me and what's funny to everybody. But that's where the comedy came from, man. I just always was a thinker. Even when you see my stage style, it's not just me making faces and jumping around. It's usually stuff that you got to think about.
How was show 9? Because you said you got booed 8 shows in a row, and you still showed up for show 9. What was that feeling like on the way? What was that car ride like on the way to the show?
First of all, when you get, well, let me give you some backstory. You probably remember the Apollo, right? When the Apollo was around, the thing to do was to go to Boo. Like, that's why people went. That was fun for them, right? So I came in on the tail end of Apollo in Carbondale, where there's nothing to do except go to the school events. So 300 of my classmates all decided that I should find something better to do with my time. So you think of a lot of ways to kill yourself after you get booed. But that 9th show, actually the laugh is when I kind of started to figure it out. The laugh came from something I didn't even write. A heckler had said something to me while I was on stage, and I made reference to him having on a house arrest bracelet, and the crowd went crazy, and I took the laugh and I left. So nothing I had written was funny, but just me addressing that audience member and being in the moment. That's when I started to figure out that comedy is it's not a performance, it's more of a conversation.
So your natural sarcasm is what ultimately, like, that was like your best work.
Yes, yeah. So I just, had to start trusting my instincts, which I still, I think we all go through that. Just as you're evolving, you still have those moments of self-doubt, but I know what my strong suits are now. So usually my first thought is usually the right one.
What I take away from that is trust the process, because if it's not meant to happen, it ain't gonna work, no matter how many times you tried it, right? So you tried it 8 times. But it took the 9th time, and you know what? You remember it because those experiences are humbling, but you're not going to care like when you're cashing out and you're on the 200 show, but you had to survive to get to number 9. I think that's what's important.
Yeah, it's like, I'm big into fights. I actually train in Muay Thai also, but you throw a bunch of punches to land a one, right? So you miss those 8 times before you finally rocking with the 9th one. So that's my advice to anybody, man. Just know what you want to do and stick in there and accept that, you're going to get bloodied up a little bit. You can't fight somebody and not get hit, but you're trying to get hit less more than you hit the other person. And that's kind of comedy in a nutshell.
You know what I take away from that?
What?
I take away, do not heckle super comedian Todd Thomas. Because the man, unless you got like a better belt than him, like, nah, don't even do it. That's what I take away. You get a lot of hecklers?
Not anymore, because I know how to handle them. You know, when you're younger, they can smell that fear on you, right? It's like a dog. They can smell it when you're scared. When you're not scared anymore, you know, those types of things happen less and less.
Plus, he advertised that he knows Muay Thai, so you will get scraped. So, any shows coming up November, December? How's the fourth quarter looking during COVID?
Man, everything is looking great, man. So I'm actually working on my documentary now. Y'all, I'm glad you mentioned COVID. COVID really shook the comedy industry. I mean, it shook everybody, but like with comedy, it's not something you can, and no disrespect to any music artists out there, but you can't go in the booth and write a joke, right? You can't, write it down and hope months from later now it's gonna be funny. You got to be out there working it out in front of people. So without having crowds and without being able to perform, all of us got rusty because you're not flexing that muscle, right? If I go back to fighting, you can hit a heavy bag all you want. The heavy bag don't hit back, right? You need somebody to let you know whether or not this is working. So now I'm filming a documentary now, just going through the process of rebuilding that hour, which is going to lead to the special that we are going to shoot in February. But in between then, I'm all around the Chicago area. I'm at Zany's, Rosemont, and downtown. Please check their calendars for dates. Also at CG's. And other than that, focusing on the documentary right now.
So if people want to get in tune with you, they want to follow you, they want to book you for a show, where can they find you?
That's going to be Todd Thomas Comedy. All social platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that. Just my name, Todd Thomas Comedy, and get in contact with me. Love to come to your town. Bring some 815 to you.
K-Town's very own super comedian, Todd Thomas. Don't be heckling him because my man, he's quick with the Muay Thai. Is the feet or the hands?
Muay Thai is all. Feet, hands, knees, elbows.
You're going to get scraped. Just don't do it.
So if comedy don't work out, Operation Whoop Ass is in full effect, all right?
He going to get you. Man, this your boy Wally with UrbanGrindTV. Todd Thomas, we in the building. We'll be right back.
Comedian Todd Thomas coming to you from the 815 on UrbanGrindTV.